Hello, pieces of my African soul family. Welcome to yet another episode. I am your host, Jephthah Malela. If it is your first time, you are very welcome. And here, you'll find poetry, you'll find a bit of music, you'll find short stories, you'll find opinion pieces like the one I'm doing today. And it's been just a question of what is the impact of social media to an individual, to me, to you, to the society, because we know social media has revolutionized how we interact as human beings, how businesses interact with the world and individuals. It has changed a lot of aspects of life, but over the last year or so, I have stopped to think what are the negative effects of social media, because we keep talking about the positive effects of social media, but do we ever talk about the negative effect of social media? So the fabric of socialization, traditionally it was regulated as much as it was free. We had people sitting around a table and having conversations, and in any case there was an argument, there would always be someone, a leader sort of, to calm the situation. And of course there will sometimes be uncontrollable characters, and if there were such, then there were guiding principles to put them in line or to teach them on how to interact better. So this ensured everyone went home happy, and even if not, there was always a means for mediation. Then enter social media, in quotes. See, it is easy to be convinced and drawn in by that name, but is it as social as it claims? That is the question I started pondering over. And I will give my opinion based off of two arguments. So the first one is that social media has gagged freedom of speech and interaction more than it has made it free. That is my first argument. And secondly, social media has led to less human interaction, especially physical interaction. And it has led to mental health issues, fraud, and worst of all, suicide. So on my first point, we have been made to believe that we have got all the freedom on social media. And maybe we do, but these tech companies have collected more data than has ever, than has ever been collected since time began. Just for a moment, stop and just think about it. Every tiny bit, of course, not almost every tiny bit, but a lot of information about us has been collected. And I stopped thinking that this was someone else's problem when I realized that each time I Google an item, adverts of the same pop up across all social media platforms that I use. Actually, there was a time my friend Sandy and I, we were just talking and the phone was on the table, but what we were talking about, the ad popped up right after. That was so creepy. So your Google Assistant is always listening, because that's happened to me twice. So I think I can confirmedly say. So, and the adverts, they pop across all social media platforms that I use. So you see, as much as Google and Facebook are two different companies, they use our data to cross-share and tailor adverts to lure us into purchasing things that we wish for. Privacy is a fallacy in the world of social media. The moment we sign up, we give up our privilege of privacy. And my claim is further affirmed by a documentary I watched on Netflix. It's titled The Social Dilemma, and it's a 2020 docu-drama. You should check it out, by the way. It's really interesting. So the famed Jaron Lanier is the author of a book called 10 Arguments for Deleting Your Social Media Accounts Right Now. He said that we tend to think that social media platforms are the products, and we the users, the social media are the products and we are the users. But the truth is, it is the other way around. We are the products, and these tech companies know that. And that's why they work to ensure that you are hooked onto your screen, and from following your narrative, they make they make you follow their script. They tailor make that script for you. They'll see where do you like to visit. They choose your friends for you, suggest places to visit and things to buy, and in making it appear as though they are making work easier for you, they're in fact taking away your freedom to choose. And that is gagging you, because they are technically baiting you or leading you towards a certain way of making a choice. Another example is the infamous Cambridge Analytica, known for allegedly pushing algorithms that shifted the agenda of election in developed democracies like United States and across the globe. In the country like my country, Kenya, they used social media to create false campaigns and false followings for the political aspirants of their choosing, and these people actually ended up winning. So I will stop there because I'm still trying to add evidence on it, but you can go and do your own research. Meaning, the freedom that is found in democracy is taken away, and just by the push of a button, we are gagged. On my second argument, social media has led to reduced human interaction and mental health issues and suicide, hence the loss of morality. So according to a report by CBS News on November 1st, 2019, experts and parents in the United States credited increase in suicide rates among teens to social media bullying. And according to CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, teen suicide jumped by 56% from 2007 to 2017. That's mind-blowing. In a span of 10 years. Around the same time that the social media business boomed. I think it really boomed at around that time. Facebook alone rose from 7.3 million users in 2006 to about 2 billion users in 2018. Whoa. And to imagine that these platforms have weak or no policies on the regulation of language, content, et al. Anyone in the world can literally just get a gadget and a Wi-Fi connection and be connected with the rest of the world. That means a convicted pedophile can easily reach a teen and interact with them without their parents' consent. A young person can connect with a peddler and buy illegal drugs, and the worst is that people get to use mean words, post racist comments, and be bigots all they want at the expense of anyone. So these have led to people committing suicides or crimes that would have otherwise been avoided. One case that got me was of a young man who posted days ahead of his suicide, each day hinting of their looming death, and they actually ended up dead. This story was on Instagram. The world watched as someone headed for the bridge to drown. It was a really sad story. Anyway, I think in conclusion, I acknowledge the good that social media has brought with it. The blood donation drives, the fundraisers, the awareness campaigns, among many other things. But can we look at the good and turn a blind eye on the overwhelming bad? Can we count the deaths and the depressions as collateral damage? Have we lost our minds? See, in my opinion, social media is the now and the future, but it just might be the end. The end of objective morality, the end of real human interaction, the end of free speech and democracy, the end of great mental health, and with the end of almost everything, we are just headed for the end of humanity in itself. So for me, I think each of us should just take a moment, a step back, and try to evaluate and see, is social media good for us? Should we regulate how we use it? Should we be more careful? Should we check who gets our information and what time? Should we read these policies? Should we know our rights when we use these social media platforms? I'm here just with my opinion piece, but I just want to leave you with that question so that you ponder on it and make a decision. Otherwise, I'm here right now on a social media platform interacting with you, so it cannot be all bad. There is hope for the future if we learn to know and regulate and choose the right way to go. So, fam, that is it for this episode, and I can't wait to be with you guys in the next episode. And if you haven't listened to the other episodes, kindly listen to the other episodes and join us, the Pieces of My African Soul family. Thank you so much. Bye bye.